16th of July, 2016. You're watching an edition of Ask an Atheist by Sydney Winston. With me is my big guest, my regular guest, Bunto Skiffler.
Hello. Hope you're all doing well.
And just so you know,
Asking right.
Bunto designed that.
Thanks for, doing your avatar.
Yes, thank you very much for that. I was just got to adjust some audio, so give me a minute here. All right. There you are.
Sid just woke up.
Yeah, well.
All right, Sid.
There's never not a time to have a live hangout. Ever. Right, now. The Turkey coup failed. Right. You know what? I'm very disappointed about that. Very disappointed about that.
Not enough gravy.
No, not enough understanding of well, maybe I look at it from the Western perspective, and the people in Turkey who like the way they're going towards the more strict Islamist kind of conservative way of life, maybe they like it. Maybe they're the ones who.
The majority of people want to go Islamist.
It seems to be. Those are the ones that took to the streets when Erdogan said, if you support democracy, take to the streets.
So, I mean, how does that work into Islamists? I don't understand.
Well, the reason that the coup, I think, was attempted in the first place was because of the fact that the country, the government, is tending towards Islamist rule.
Okay.
Okay? Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, I'm understanding. That's understanding okay, not an okay whatever. I mean, as far as like sitting in the audience and looking what's happening in Turkey, it's sort of like, well,
but Turkey, what Turkey's doing is they're allowing ISIS freedom of movement in Turkey. I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think that alone is good enough for me.
Okay, so who attacked the airport there in Turkey? Wasn't it ISIS?
Yes, it was ISIS.
So, they think it's a good idea to let ISIS roam in their country, and the first thing that happens is they attack the airport.
No.
I mean,
when Turkey drops a bomb on a Kurdish city or a Kurdish neighborhood, they're supporting ISIS. Thank you very much. That is exactly what I mean.
Okay.
Because they are reigning in the capabilities of an anti-ISIS secular, fairly relatively secular rebel force. They bomb them. Why would they do that? Fucking Turkey.
Okay. The people that are bombing ISIS are the Russians, right?
I have no idea who's bombing the ISIS.
The last time I heard was the Russians were bombing.
You know what? Until I read or confirm, I don't believe shit.
Okay, well, let's hear an article. Read an article saying, what exactly is going on over there in Turkey.
Well, I tell you what. Yesterday, I have a itchy eye. Yesterday, I was relying on Al Jazeera because Al Jazeera had reporters and cameras and whatnot on the ground, right?
Okay.
So I was relying on them for my information. So I'm going to go and look to see if they
like, whose side are you for? The coup plotters or the ones that were getting couped?
Coup plotters, for sure.
Okay, you want to see a military takeover of Turkey.
No, I want to see Turkey return to its secular roots.
so because Turkey's a real secular country.
No, Turkey has a secular constitution. Now, the way it works in Turkey, as far as I can make out, is that the military, one of their missions is to maintain the secular nature of the constitution.
Okay. So they decided to, hey, Julian's out there. So he decided to like bypass it, right?
I think it goes way, way deeper, and it's
Did you see Julian walked in?
been festering for a long time.
You have to like broadcast him.
Who's here?
Julian.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah,
Okay,
hello.
So these guys have a secular constitution, so they decide, hey, in order to enforce it, let's, have a coup. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's partly to do with it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't say that's the only thing, and I'm not party to internal Turkish squabbling or gobbling, whatever the fuck they do there. But it's a country in chaos. Let's face
Like, for example, let's say like the military, felt like Obama was going to rescind the Second Amendment. They would actually take over the country to enforce the Second Amendment, right? Even though the Second Amendment is that everybody has guns, so a well-regulated militia against tyranny, right?
Exactly. So one of the better. So General Petraeus will come out of his shaming and take care and be the rebel leader. That type of thing.
Well, let's ask Julian. What do you think?
Well, I have very little information about what has been going on in Turkey, and I feel that the situation is complicated. I read that a small number of soldiers tried a coup, and that the president said that it wouldn't happen, but I don't know what's happened today. Are there any material damages? Are there dead people?
Yeah.
Who is in power? What is the...
Well, I heard that
I found
the cops got killed. Yeah.
I found a blog here. Hold on a minute. It's an Al Jazeera blog, so it can be trusted. But I think Al Jazeera, when it comes to their fellow Muslims, I think they do it right.
That's not a small coup, Julian. Look, 3,000 soldiers, 2,700 judges.
Fired. 23,000 soldiers arrested, 2,700 fired. All right, so Turkey has begun a purge of soldiers and judiciary officials allegedly connected to an effort to topple the government. One day after a failed military coup, by Saturday evening, the government of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan had detained 2,839 military personnel, with number of arrests expected to rise, according to Prime Minister Binali Yildirim. Turkey's top official body, the HSYK, dismissed 2,745 judges on Saturday, according to Turkey's Anadolu news agency. Additionally, a senior Turkish official told Al Jazeera that at least 2 judges from Turkey's constitutional court and 10 judges from the HSYK had been detained. Speaking on condition of anonymity, the official said that the judges were detained based on, quote, financial transactions and communications between the individuals in question and the putschists, end quote. But added that detention did not necessarily mean conviction. Another senior official, after also speaking anonymously, told Al Jazeera that a top army general was also detained over his alleged involvement. A top army general. General Erdal Ozturk, commander of the Third Army, has been detained, he said. He goes on. Our sense is that the would-be junta had made preparations for some time. They had determined which military officers would take over as governors, heads of government agencies, but they were forced to rush due to the upcoming Supreme Military Council meeting. The coup attempt began at around 1930 GMT on Friday with a partial closure by troops of two major bridges over the Bosphorus in Istanbul. Their immediate goal was to seize control of key areas like the Bosphorus Bridge or Taksim Square. In Ankara, they tried to storm the presidential palace, the prime minister's office, the National Intelligence Organization, and the parliament. They also attempted to take down the satellite infrastructure and, in some areas, seized control of telecommunication hubs. Another official told the Associated Press news agency that Ozturk was one of the masterminds of the coup. Ozturk being that the general up there.
Well, can I jump in real quick?
Sure.
Okay, does this not sound like the coup was maybe a false flag operation? Because, let's suppose that the people in charge says, why don't we stage a coup that will give us the reason, the casus belli, that we can get rid of all the people who are, against our government. See? It works out really beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Saying this guy was a mastermind of the coup, there's no way he could disprove it if you arrested him, right?
I don't understand.
Okay, well, think about this, Sid. Okay, let's say you're in power of a country, right? And that you wanted to go Islamist, right? Right? Isn't that what you're telling me? So you you're in charge of this country and you wanted to go Islamist, right? And you're an Islamist, so you have a fake coup so you can arrest everybody who's against it, right? See what I mean? It could be a false flag operation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that, Sidney?
And this being only the start.
I understand your theory, but I'm trying to relate your theory to the facts on the ground, and I'm not there yet.
They arrested everybody who was against their government.
Well, we haven't finished yet. I haven't finished reading.
Please.
A total of 265 people were killed in the attempted coup that played out overnight across Turkey, Yildirim said earlier Saturday, among them 161 government forces and civilians. Defense Minister Fikri Isik said on Saturday that the coup attempt had been quashed and that no area was out of the government's control. But Isik also told reporters that it was too early to say the threat of the coup was completely eliminated and urged government supporters to take to the streets again. What? Tonight?
Something that I don't understand.
What's that?
Who are government supporters in Turkey?
The people.
The people?
Aren't the Islamists? Isn't that what you said, Sid?
My impression was that people in Turkey and other European countries were displeased with this president and other people in power.
They are.
So how can you take to the streets to support killing your people, your countrymen?
No, they weren't supposed to. Listen, it's the economy. The economy in Turkey is probably about to collapse. The tide of economic prosperity for the millennials and everybody is coming to an end. Once that comes to an end and the Islamist government is in control, watch out. Now, if the military the military coup had been successful, then whatever comes will have that extra shield, will have that special military shield to protect it from destructions. So I think the military coup will happen again, and successfully.
I find this very important. What do you know about this? What makes you foresee this?
Well, I use the principle of the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
Okay, Julian, you know why coups work?
Well, maybe, but I can't answer now. So go on. My
Coups
answer is
work
no.
because there's usually a foreign power who's bankrolling it. You know, like the one that happened in South Vietnam, the one that happened in Iran. You know, the one that the CIA overthrew. There's always some sort of foreign power who's bankrolling the coup, right?
Mhm.
So you got to kind of look at what would be the economical benefit for a regime change in Turkey, right? Any?
Who's implied? Involved. I'm sorry, involved.
Well, okay. This
That's not
Erdogan,
normal.
why don't you, okay, to clear this up, why don't you describe Erdogan? I mean, what kind of person is he? Is he like an Ayatollah or is he just like, what? What is he? Is he a Saddam Hussein? What is he, Sid?
Yeah, he's a Saddam Hussein. Good one.
Okay, so this guy is like a Saddam Hussein.
You mean
Erdogan.
has an iron fist?
Islamic Iron Fist.
Okay, but he's in Islam, right? I mean, he's talking up, ISIL and shit. Is that what you're
Oh
telling
fuck
us?
yeah, he's a conservative
Mhm.
and he's a Muslim.
And
Okay,
Need I
he
say
so
more?
so he seems to want to trade with Europe, but he seems to be sincerely against Europeans, and he's trading with the Middle East and with the USA. My impression is.
ISIS enters Europe through Turkey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Need I say more?
Well, I haven't noticed anybody from ISIS in Europe. So where
I
in Europe?
haven't known any ISIS attacks done by Turks.
Well, no, I'm not saying but everybody who does commit these attacks comes from Turkey or passes through Turkey to get into Europe, is what I'm saying.
Okay, somehow this would be a big benefit for Turkey to go Islamic, right? I mean, a big benefit for ISIL, right? Turkey goes Islam. That's a
No,
big
no,
win.
because no, not well. If Turkey goes Islamic or Turkey goes secular to ISIS, it makes no difference. They're still going to want to kill them all because if you're not
All
like
right.
if because ISIS is like this. If you're not exactly like, if you don't think and do exactly like I and my group do, you die or you become a slave or you marginalized or you die.
Okay, so now I'm kind of lost again. Like maybe it was a false flag, right? That this guy figured that he might as well get rid of all of his enemies by having a fake coup.
No, it's probably it could be, the false flag thing. I don't think carries as much weight as one of obvious misjudgment by the top general who organized the coup,
I
whatever.
mean, what would their benefit be of having a secular Turkey if?
Because that's the constitution. It is a secular country.
I mean, these guys aren't going to be worried about the Constitution. They want power, right? The military wants power.
Yeah, but they want to cut. Oh, the military doesn't want power. The military wants democracy. The military wants the country
Okay, Julian, does that make
the,
sense to
the,
you that the
the
military
military
guys
wants the
want to
country to uphold its secular
democracy?
identity.
Does that make any sense to you, Julian, that the military, really wants to have a free country if they're taking it over?
I'm listening, and I really know, or do I know anything about the Turkish army? So I don't
They're
know.
your neighbors, my friend. What they're right there. You probably speak Turkish.
He knows Bulgaria, right?
Why would you say that I probably speak Turkish?
Because I'm a comedian and
Because he doesn't know his geography that well.
Okay. Uh, so I don't know what's going on there, and the Turkish army is probably much bigger than 3,000 people. So
oh fuck yeah. Oh hell yeah.
is there a rift there? Is there a faction that is trying to dominate everybody else.
Sid?
Well, there is actually a second party, an opposition party, and this is that party is led by an ex-ally of the president. But that guy lives in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
He's like in exile.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to go back to Turkey, he would be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I think the president of Turkey is blaming this coup on supporters of this dude in the United States.
Yeah.
And the guy in the United States is saying he's got nothing to do with it. He just woke up in the morning, was sipping his Turkish coffee while reading the newspaper in the morning, and like, ew, my country had an attempted coup last night.
Mm-hmm. Well, he read that some people executed his orders, right? He read in the newspaper that some people executed his orders and organized the coup.
No. If he had orders to be executed, he wouldn't be reading the newspaper. No, my friend.
Okay, well, let me ask Julian this. Julian, would this sound straight to you if, like, the Romanian military took over your country's government, right, and told you the reason we're doing that is because...
Something...
Right, and they told you the reason they're doing that is because they want to preserve the Constitution. Would that sound sensible to you?
Something distantly similar happened in 1999. And it was a coup, a regime change, and that is Western capitalists took over Romania from Eastern communists, and the military had orders to shoot people in our capital city, and they did shoot almost 2,000 people. Yeah, the military didn't do anything else to influence the events. The government simply changed quickly.
Can we get your? How old were you when this happened?
12. So I was born in 1970.
So you were watching it like in awe, and you absorbed it all as it was happening. Tell me.
I actually watched TV because I lived some 200 kilometers away from the capital city. Okay, Panta. And I was surprised. My mother started crying. I felt the fever of what we called then revolution, and I was touched as I saw people in the streets shouting and hoping for a change for the better. But I understood things much later. At that moment, I felt like revolutionary, like joining those people in the street, like
Was there a mass euphoria?
Beg your pardon?
Was there a mass euphoria in the atmosphere? Like, everybody feel really happy all of a sudden.
Yes, and I felt prepared, to celebrate and work on better days, on a better future.
See, I remember watching on video the interrogation and the events around the execution of Ceausescu. Ceausescu.
It's unimportant.
Ceausescu. And I had always had the impression that Ceausescu was a cunt of the highest order.
Mm-hmm.
I I remember when whoever had control of him tried to put handcuffs on Ceausescu, and his wife screaming, "Don't! He's the president! He's the president!" And then I remember seeing them being taken out, and then they sort of cut to it later, and then they were lying dead.
Yes.
But I didn't understand anything of what was being said during the sort of the conversation that they were having, or the interrogation, or whatever it was that was going on between them. And I was wondering if you were able to watch that live.
Yes, I watched that. I'm not sure that I watched it live, but I watched it then. And no, I think it wasn't broadcast live, but after their death.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know. Hours later, I don't know.
But you did see it. You did see the whole interrogation and whatever there was.
There were several people, among them a general, and they accused them of I think of genocide and of of acting against our economy, and that I believed at that time.
An economic crime?
Beg your pardon?
Economic crime?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
And there was hardly any dialogue between them, any communication, because the Ceausescu couple didn't say much, and the so-called judges concluded very soon that they were to die. I mean, the accused.
How come they shot the wife as well, though?
I don't know. I think that many people saw them as acting together, and she was also a leader. She was a so-called top-notch scientist, and it seems that she did some mischief herself.
She was. So they were just both very corrupt and wealthy, I guess. Whereas Romanians were poor as dirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Banto, but is his name Banto? It doesn't seem like a name to me.
His name's Banto, as far as I know.
Okay, I didn't know this name. Okay, so he asked, maybe in general, whether an army would support democracy or not. I think we can read at least about armies who have done this, and at the same time about armies and soldiers who have done quite a lot to create and maintain imbalances.
South African army did that. They supported democracy.
Which army?
Change. The South African army. Remember when they changed from white rule to black rule? The army just went along, changed with them.
Yes.
But I'm more interested in Romania. And because once the guy's dead, who's the leader? I mean, like, what happens? There's a vacuum right away.
Well, some people appointed themselves as leaders immediately, and they created a party. I mean, everything was dissolved instantly. I mean, parliament, government, and the Romanian Communist Party.
But I mean, you wake up one morning, life is shit, and you wake up the next morning, it's free market time.
We didn't understand that immediately, but it dawned on us within months, I think.
Nice. So, was it a fairly peaceful transition?
Apart from several days, mostly, yes. Some people felt fear for at least 1 week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But not all the country was involved. I mean, people usually remember 2 towns from Romania where people revolted, and in other towns they didn't do much. I mean, they took to the streets, but yeah, it was like
Well, nobody liked the guy, surely.
No, and it wasn't only a person, it was our entire situation.
Yeah, nobody liked Ceausescu and anything to do with him, his party, his whatever, right? Nobody liked it.
Well, we switched empires, from the Slavic Empire to the Germanic Empire. That's what we did.
True. This is true.
And
yes.
we didn't actually, we didn't, and we were passive. It wasn't our decision. It happened to us,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How long did that last for?
What, the revolution or what?
The Germanic Empire.
It is lasting, and it will last for maybe decades still, or I don't know.
What is it now?
It's the European Union.
No. What is Romania now? Slavic?
Oh, no, we are in under the Germanic Empire.
Okay.
Which includes Germany, Britain, France.
Right. So were you part of Austria-Hungary at the time?
Beg your pardon?
Were you part of Austria-Hungary, or was Romania not around?
Well, yeah, that was a short-lived empire, and they conquered Transylvania. That is, I don't know, about a third of our country in the northwest, where I live.
The northwest.
Yeah.
I see. So, what is the geography of this country?
Well, it helps if you open, for instance, a map, for instance, made by Google or made available by Google, and our country used to have the shape of almost an oval, and from the north, the Carpathian Mountains range towards the country, the middle of the country. Yeah, you can see the range coming from Slovakia and down to the middle of our country, and then going west and southwest towards the former Yugoslavia. And there is another range somewhere between Timișoara and Cluj-Napoca, a shorter range of the Carpathian Mountains, which are also smaller.
So we're the mountains right over here, like this?
Yeah. And that part, Transylvania means beyond forests. So beyond these mountains,
where's Transylvania? Here?
Yeah, there. So as you...
And what is this called here?
There are 2 regions. The southern is called Muntenia in Romanian, and you can find it as Wallachia in English literature. And the other part, which is split, half of it, I mean, not half, but let's say half of it is, the western half is still in Romania, and the other half is in the new state Moldova. So Moldova is Romania.
Moldova here?
Yeah, this eastern border is only conventional, and they created it after the Second World War. Yeah.
So, but this is still it's an independent, sovereign country, right?
Beg your pardon?
It's a sovereign country, Moldova.
Yes, on paper, but it's actually also a slave. It's a forgotten country. from people attempt to steal everything. Well,
it's part of Romania, you say?
Well, they are Romanians. It's another country, but the population is Romanian mostly.
Because it could be Ukrainian, according to.
Well, yes, but Ukrainians don't, have this tendency to grab land that the Russians have. It's true that here in the north of Moldova, where you see the town of Chernăuți, that is also Romanian land, and it now belongs, to Ukraine. I don't know. I'm not sure how that happened, but it was, also. No, to the west. From here to the west. Yeah, here. Yeah, it's part of this northern region. So there's a small northern region here from Suceava going north to Chernăuți, and that part is called Bukovina, and is again half of it, or maybe less, belongs to Ukraine now.
You should be the one driving the map, dude. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing here.
Oh, I should share it. Yeah, okay, I will. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Can you forgive me?
No, only Christians can forgive you.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you understand the idea.
Look, all I can tell you is that the condition that you are in is the condition that you are in. It's nothing to do with me. So you don't have to apologize.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen, and I should show you the Google Maps. Can you see the map? A map?
I certainly can.
Okay. Now let's see. This is my region here where I live, and now you can see.
Why don't you go focus way back up so we can sort of see where we are in a 100,000-mile sort of a.
I am doing this. Can you see Romania and Moldova?
Oh, okay. Good. Now I've got my bearings now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And now you can ask questions.
All right. Now, which side of the range do you live?
I live here, where you see the star.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no,
okay.
Not there. No. Here.
Now, is that forest or is that mountain? What is that?
The green color indicates mountains. Well, still we forests. Yeah.
How high?
Up to 2,300 meters multiplied by let's say 7,000 feet. It's more difficult to express.
And lots of them, or just one big huge mountain?
Well, in this region, quite a few. I mean, there's.
What's that mountain range called?
So this mountain range here is called Căliman, and here this ridge is this high, between 2,000 and 2,300 meter high, and there is such a range. Well, let me see. Here too, it's this high, about 2,200 meters. Yeah. And this range is, oh, let me see. No. Yeah, you can notice, the color is, the hue is lighter, and these mountains are smaller. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like there's much happening there.
In Romania?
Yeah.
Well, yes, true. Yeah.
What's up? Well, you were going to show me the part that was Ukraine has taken.
So this part here is Romanian, but the percentage of Romanians is now rather small. Living in. So this all is Bukovina. Okay. And yeah, I see that most of it is in Ukraine now. and Moldova is actually called Basarabia, and this year again is Romanian land, but I think we'll never recover it from Ukraine.
Go. What do you mean you'll never recover it? Go to war. Moldova doesn't have it's got a shitty army. Get your Romanian ambassador to talk to the Ukrainian ambassador and join forces. And go in and take that piece of land. I mean, the Russians took what they call the Crimean Peninsula. Take what you want.
No, I was referring to this piece of land which belongs to Ukraine, and maybe you're referring to Moldova too. And we might unite with them. I talked tonight with a person who is also a Romanian citizen, because many of them are again also Romanian citizens, and he wants to how do you say, to be a candidate, to
run for office.
Yeah, exactly, to run for again for an office in our lower chamber, or how do you call it?
In the parliament.
Yeah, and you know, in Bucharest, and yeah, through such political actions we can actually unite. You know, if we choose, for instance, the same president, the same government, we're one country again, and we can dissolve this conventional border, which is only doing damage to both countries.
So if Moldova and Romania were mixed, how would that benefit economically?
Economically, I don't know. It's simply natural for...
Actually, you know something? I'm looking at right now, if Moldova and Romania were one country, Moldova would have an access to the sea. They'd have a coastline.
Yes.
They have one small little access to the sea. There. That's it.
Well, Ukraine, you know, Ukraine took this land from Romania here. Why? Because they wanted access here to the Danube Delta, you know, for naval commerce, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like it's part of Romania right now.
This one? No, it's not. This is
not
Ukraine.
there. No, not there. Below.
Here, yeah, Romania ends here. This is the border with Ukraine.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they wanted, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for that part to be part of, for that section, but you know, between the big bay there and on top and anything below, yeah, from there below that, there's no reason for that to be Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The question I have is, what is the majority population there?
Here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's Ukrainian, or I don't know, but maybe also a mixture of people, because there are people who migrated a long time ago, you know, from other peoples, from who crossed Ukraine, you know. They're not Ukrainians. They crossed Ukraine. But for instance, Georgians or something, you know, Kazakhs.
Tartars.
And tartar sauce.
Hey Sid, how come Jews always want to take over lands?
Because it's ours. That's why. Shut up.
Okay. So.
Does that answer your question?
That's your solution, to just occupy.
But do you mean it, Banto? I mean, is it happening? I don't know.
Well, you listen to Sid. He said take it over, and it's like, well, yeah, that's the Zionist solution. Take it over.
God.
Well, you see, the problem here is that I am a Zionist, and even though everybody in the whole world is born a Zionist innately, people like Banto are in denial.
I did not know that. Of course, I'm not Mormon.
No, you aren't. This is true.
So, aren't you guys still talking about Turkey, or now you moved it over to Romania?
What do
Well,
we know about fucking Turkey?
well, I'm interested because the situation is so complicated. It's like a disease that we don't treat it and is spreading, and this is a scenario for disaster. And they say there's also a Romanian story. They say that we people, or at least some of us, are prone to experiencing disaster and waiting for it for a long time instead of taking action. And I don't understand it. I think that we can treat anything, and that it is we are meant to react instinctively and avoid uh, uh, hurting and death. And I don't understand. The West keeps talking about the Middle East, and I don't see, for instance, the European Union taking measures to solve the problem. And it seems, I don't know why Middle Eastern countries, instead of solving the problem, instead of acting as patriots, they fled. They spread around the world. Why desert something that you say you love?
Well, all I know is that if it was not for oil, things would be a lot more stable.
And gas. There's a lot of gas.
But it's not the oil. It's been placed in the wrong parts of the world.
Wow.
Like if all the oil happened to have been based, in Alberta, all the oil of the world was in Alberta, only in Alberta. Just think what a non-Muslim community we'd have now.
They have maple syrup. No, I have to tell you, Julian, if it was not for oil, many conflicts wouldn't register on the radar.
So what's the latest with Venezuela talking about oil? For a country that's collapsed and socialism and on its last legs and no bread and nothing to eat, no toilet paper and nothing and other, nothing to look for. Like what's going on there? It's sort of resolved itself. Have people decided that it's okay to live without toilet paper rather than upset the government, demanding toilet paper? What's going on in Venezuela? Anybody? Anybody?
Well, from what I heard is they want to normalize relations again with the U.S.
They've never had normal relations with the U.S., have they?
Well, yeah, they threw our guys out, when Chavez was president, but now that they want to, invite the U.S. back.
But Chavez is, was cunt deluxe, and so is this new guy.
No, that's just what I've heard.
Where do you hear these things? In the gym?
Something called the news, CNN, Washington Post, New York
You can
Times.
only trust the Romanian national news, nothing else.
No, not at all.
Someday.
We have a shitty press, so no.
You have a shitty press, really?
Yeah.
It's biased.
They're worthless, spineless. I cannot call them people.
Very poor journalism.
Yeah.
Well, it's endemic across the world, and there's terrible journalism. I guess like the best would be the British. They still have some, sanctity there. But everybody's journalism. Journalism now is more infotainment. It's more for, selling something.
Let me ask Julian a cultural question. Julian.
Yes.
In Russia, once the Soviet system collapsed, there was a large sort of rush towards becoming Orthodox again, Christian again, etc., etc.
Mhm.
In Romania, after the communist system collapsed, what was the relationship? What was the cultural reaction to um, religion or to the banning of religion?
Churches proliferated. There are priests everywhere. Uh,
What?
they people, the Romanian people, have been spending and are spending much money on the priesthood.
Oh,
So we have some very rich priests. Some.
so the government in Romania is supporting the priests financially?
Well, yes, but uh, much more the people themselves. Without, so I'm not referring to what uh, the church personnel is, the clergy is paid by the people from the public budget, you know, from a ministry. Uh,
Taxpayer.
yeah, taxpayer money. Yeah, so I'm not talking about that money. More than that money, probably we give directly to them.
So wouldn't it be worth your while to take advantage and go every night to the local church or whatever and have dinner for free?
They probably don't even do that, Sid.
Happens often, not that often, but yeah, they offer lunches, and but it's more like bribing, or I don't know. So
Tithing.
they hardly, yeah, they don't spend that much of their revenue on this. And I really don't like. So one thing that I don't like, yeah, are some games, and one of these games is the food game that we play with animals and people. We offer food and ask submission in exchange, and I don't stand for that. I don't play such.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's control.
Mm.
Don't like it either.
What happens if you're a hardcore atheist in Romania? Do you get your shit torn down or what?
Well, you simply are. That's it. Nothing happens.
Like,
Sometimes when an atheist uh, talks with a churchgoer, and they say that they express their opposing views, and it becomes uncomfortable for both of them, and they only communicate poorly with each other. For instance, they might call each other names, but that's it. It's no.
okay, let's say you went to the middle of the town square and set up an atheist booth. Would they tear it down?
No, no.
What if I told you here?
Nobody would care.
What if I
And
told you here in my town, if you did that, and then you went to go have lunch, when you came back, they'd probably tear down your booth.
Mhm, mhm.
And that's here in America, Julian.
Well, there's something much worse that is happening to the Romanian people. I don't know whether they've been like this forever, or and we're not the only people acting like this, but I know my people better. Um, so we are apathetic. We seem not to care anymore about anything, but people have been complaining for decades. So for my entire life, about their standard of living, about government, and so on. But they're not solving the problem. They're only augmenting them. So they
Oh,
contribute to everything that is bad. or illegal. They participate in illegalities. For instance, we export our forests across the world, and we fell the trees and we complain that we are poor and that the weather is less and less predictable, and crops are becoming unreliable, and we pretend that we don't understand anything and we don't know what we should be doing, and when we say that we imagine a solution, we don't mean it. There's no discussion that is taken to fruition. Nothing.
Okay. Okay, you've heard of Mexico, right, Julian? It's, you know, right underneath us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like if I'm driving down through Mexico and a cop pulls me over and, you know, I give that cop like $50, you know, he'll let me go. Does that happen in Romania?
It has been happening. I think it's still a habit, and police has become unreliable. So almost everybody says that they don't trust policemen with anything, and it's true that you can expect any policeman to have done something illegal, and they abuse our money, our tax money. You know, they waste some of it.
Yeah, they say like Russia's like Mexico, that you can bribe the cops, get off.
Oh, here you can bribe anybody almost.
Is that the way it is in Israel?
Sounds like you've got a breakdown in infrastructure there somehow.
It's the way a lot of countries work, Sid. Israel.
Well, at least you've admitted that Israel works.
You pay them off, man. Get by. Like Israel pays for Trump, man. That's how come Hillary's gonna win.
Israel pays for Trump, but how's that possible? If the U.S. gives Israel billions of dollars every year, how does Israel pay for Trump?
That's the game, man. Do you think Joe taxpayer,
Could
taxpayer
you
knows?
send me a rule book, please?
Do you think that Joe taxpayer American knows how much money that they're funneling to Israel?
But so what? It's a small little trifle compared to what they're giving to other areas. For example, the war in the World War that they're involved in.
I talked yesterday to somebody from Indiana, and she said that many people are displeased with having to choose between Donald and Hillary. And it's obvious to everybody. I mean, and I told her that every human being should avoid such situations, should take actions long before this can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it applies to Romania entirely.
What do you mean by that?
What's happening in Romania? For quite a number of years, we can't say that we have politics in Romania. It's chaos. There are only thugs that do illegal trade and pay their dues to their industrialist masters, and that's it. They don't only act against the country. So there's no policy, coherent policy. So and it's an ungoverned people, and they have caused this, and they don't admit it, and they don't care. It's like turning your back to your government. I don't care who governs me. I don't care that they steal from me, and we keep paying our taxes, and it doesn't make any sense, because that is robbery. Those are not taxes. Our state is not functioning, it's true, yeah.
Well, you know that all taxes are robbery, not just in Romania. All taxes are theft.
I'm very interested in this topic, so you can continue.
Well, I would say like there's a certain social community sense where you pay your taxes for social improvement, but what we've discovered with capitalism is that there's only like a 1% running the whole country. You know that, Julian, that they select people to run for us and stuff. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hello.
Hey, Birdie. How you doing, man?
I am cooking roast turkey thigh with carrots and onions, with some rotini pasta and garlic toast.
Ooh, I haven't checked my email box for the invitation.
Saturday night.
You would have to come all the way out here to rainy Alberta. So you'd be welcome, because it always rains in Vancouver.
Not right now.
Hey, let me ask Lindsay a question. Hey, Lindsay, if you put an atheist booth in the middle of your town square, would they, after you left for lunch, would they take it down, or would it be still left up?
I don't know. The Libertarians had the booth not too long ago.
And did it stay up, or did it get torn down?
People didn't know what to think of it.
It did not get torn down.
I'm like, man, I wish Jeff Keller was here to explain it.
That's how interested Canadians are in politics. Canadians are like, is my welfare check in the mail today? It's supposed to be in the
I sent a message to Jeff.
I'm going to go check the mail today because my welfare check's supposed to be there today. It's welfare
Don't you get direct deposit? Disability makes.
Oh, now they have direct deposit. Oh, sweet. They are. I hope.
Come for the severely handicapped for Alberta. Oh, there's my beeper. I'll be back.
Wow, she's hopping on Saturday night.
What did she say?
Her beeper went off. Her boyfriend.
But she said she'll be back, so that's not a good sign.
Dude. No, I think you got a good life there in Canada, dude. Got, clean living, a good government. This is boring as shit.
So?
Got all the dope you could smoke. Hey,
what is wrong with boring? Because once you live in a boring environment, and there's it's good because you can actually do what the fuck you like. If you were living in a tense environment, you got a problem. So,
how cold does it get there in Romania, Julian?
How cold?
Yeah.
Well, so I live in one of the coldest places in Romania, and towards the end of January, temperatures would drop towards minus 35 in the morning. But for the last several years, it's been warmer and warmer, and during the last two winters, it rained. So last year it rained in February, and this year it also rained in January. And when it was that warm and it rained, I remembered, I don't know, I read this in something written by Shakespeare maybe, that the answer to a question, so somebody asked, I don't know what, and the answer was when it's gonna rain in January, something like this. And the answer was meant never at that time. Well, it means today.
Right, it's raining there. The thing is, Canada gets really cold. It's freezing up there.
In Canada? Well, yeah, depends where in Canada. It's so large.
All of it?
No, not on the West Coast.
So when does it not snow in Canada?
Well, east of the Rockies, I think it snows everywhere, or everywhere. West of the Rockies, it snows in northern British Columbia, and yeah, that's it. Northern and northwestern, the coast and everything, but down in the lower mainland here, on the American border, we have Seattle weather. We have Seattle climate. So how often does it snow in Seattle, Mr. American?
I don't know. Every winter. I don't know.
In Seattle, never.
Never.
Never. I mean, never being very rarely.
Yeah.
Like in Vancouver, we say never, but we get a dump twice a year, and it lasts overnight or 2 days, or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't live in Canada because it's too cold.
No, not in Canada. You don't want to come to Canada. I don't see how you could say it's too cold when your whole ancestry is all about living in the cold.
Yes.
Well, there's exceptions to the rules.
There's what?
Exceptions to the rules, man.
What? Anthropological exceptions?
Right.
I see.
Where did your ancestors live?
No, they lived on the Nebraska, the plains. North Dakota, South Dakota, Dakotas, and Nebraska.
Must have been pretty balmy there most of the time, eh?
No, it was actually cold.
Well, there you go. So what do you complain about?
So, Julian, are you ever going to move out of Romania?
I don't intend to, no.
I mean, where would you go? States?
If I decided to leave the country for a long time, I don't know, not your country. I feel attracted to Canada, but I feel more attracted to Russia, but for no political reasons, only to the nature,
Oh, not for the money? The economy?
Oh no! I have no such reason, no. And I don't need to move because I have an online business, so each member of the team is elsewhere. We are a global team, so I'm not asking anybody to move.
See, that's the wonder of the internet, Sid. You can stay in Siberia.
For me that would be perfect because I'd never be too warm. I could always put on a sweater.
You know how hot it is outside? It's 106 degrees outside.
Well, why don't you go and hang out, hold you, or hang out from outside?
Oh God, dude.
Are you sitting in the air-conditioned room?
Yep.
So what's the temperature in your room right now?
I think it's 83 degrees.
Why so high?
Well, because that's just what we're acclimated for. My mother's like really frail, so she gets cold easy.
I understand that, but why don't you? Oh, I see.
It's all like
you're keeping it warm inside anyway.
Yeah.
Well, on one hand, it might be healthy because you don't get that shock going in and out,
Yeah.
If difference is smaller.
Man,
Yeah.
but people hate it. The only people that don't mind are people from Louisiana, coon asses.
I don't ever need an air conditioner here, even when we have our hot spell, which is like a 2-week spell. I just put the fan on, and it's just perfect. I have a stand-up rotating fan. Thank you very much. That's all I need.
Spent money on it.
Hmm?
Spent some money on it.
What do you mean?
You spent some money on it, right? Like 80 bones or something?
I bought it.
Yeah, how much money did you spend on it?
Oh, I don't know, $40, $50. I forget.
$50 fan, dude.
Look, last summer I had no fan.
It sucked, huh?
It sucked big time. This summer, and summer hasn't even hit yet. But so far, on those humid days especially, it's perfect. Gets the air moving.
So you ever been to the tropics, Julian?
No, I only traveled in Europe.
Go to like some real hot place, man.
No,
Israel.
Don't you'll get malaria and Zika.
I might not like it so hot.
You should visit Israel, man. It's cool.
It's hot there.
It's good food.
It's good food, but it's...
And a lot of bullets.
I don't know. I mean, if you've got enough money to have a good time, you absolutely go there.
Go to Hawaii.
No, I don't go to Hawaii. Crime.
Crime in Hawaii?
Yeah.
So
okay.
YouTube is in another time zone, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm in Central. I don't know where Sid is, I think, Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
2 hours.
Okay, you've been in South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how hot did it get there? I gotta go help him. I'll be back in a sec, guys.
Mm-hmm. It got fucking... I know. So where I lived in South Africa, it got fucking hot. And I'm pretty sure that it was not... I lived in the least hottest place in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anywhere inland. Again, I was on the sea, so anywhere inland would have been hotter.
Yes.
I always remember, other than the very few nights where the air was still, and the crickets and the heavy humidity and the heat, you couldn't sleep. There were those nights.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, there was always a breeze or something.
From the sea.
From the sea, or actually, no, not only from the sea. If you were at the sea, there was always a breeze.
Yeah.
But I lived on this mountain slope, so there's always so every now and again there would be this huge gale coming from over the mountain, down the mountain, and everything would go flying into the sea almost. It was huge. People would get knocked over.
Ooh.
Anything that wasn't tied down would go flying. So, welcome to Cape Town. Where did you live?
Well, mostly in Romania, and I told you I traveled in Europe. And where else did I live? Well, I spent some time in Switzerland, sometime in Austria, sometime in Poland, but yeah, I lived in Romania.
Did you have to join the Romanian military?
No, at the end of my teenage, they made it optional.
Oh, you're so lucky. That was pretty good timing. How did you manage that?
Yeah. Well, because I don't know, because I was born in '77 and the revolution took place in 1999. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it took some years before they made this decision.
Nice. You were born in 99?
1977.
Oh, 77. Oh, jeez.
And in 89, there was this regime change.
That's right. You were 12. Correct.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And these frequent killings, mass killings,
Mass killings?
Yeah. I mean, there have been quite a few events.
Like the global events?
No. It may become a global phenomenon, but there's been that event in Brussels.
Oh, ISIS! You're talking about the terror attacks globally.
Well, I'd call them mass killings. For instance, this one in Nice, and there was an armed conflict in Turkey. I mean, where there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about them?
They make one feel that control is being lost.
Well, what about the mass killings in China when a whole group of over 20 people walk into a train station or somewhere and start stabbing people to death?
Oh.
You never heard about that?
No.
It happens lots of times in China.
Lots of times?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when?
You've never heard? Well, let me go find something for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, I know. There is a service like Google Search, and I can attempt to find something.
I'll do it for you.
A keyword. Mass killings.
Yeah, I've got a link to at least one of the killings here for you. You just have yourself a read.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'll do is I'll present to everyone that page so that they don't sit there and wonder what the hell you... Are you going to read it now?
Well, I don't know. I simply click the link. I don't have...
Yeah. I'm just going to open up the page for the audience.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So they can sort of follow along to some extent.
Mm-hmm. So March 1st. Okay. Yeah, this is a topic I'm interested in. Where have these things happened? I mean, only in Europe and the USA and...
Well, I think knife attacks you'll find happen a lot obviously in China, like in this type of mass attack, but knife stabbings are a common, I think they're a common occurrence in every country, in every day. I mean, here in peaceful Canada, there's stabbings all the time.
Well, yes, when I hear this, I imagine one person having a reason to stab another person, and it doesn't have to be premeditated. It doesn't. But a mass killing is planned, and I wonder.
Well, no, I mean a mass killing, one person with a truck bomb
Mm-hmm.
can kill as many as 25 people with knives.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all dead. It doesn't make a difference. So banning one thing doesn't, banning anything that's a killing that's used for killing is not effective.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested in this type of events so that I understand who. So mass killings in quite a few cases are performed by a group of people. And I'm interested who these people are, to which categories they belong,
Separatists. Separatists. They're called separatist terrorists. They're from the province of Xinjiang. The attackers, let's see. The attackers.
So they want to create a small country, something like a Chinese province becoming independent.
Yeah, they want to become an independent Muslim country, I guess.
Muslim in China?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
These are the people that are committing these domestic terrorist attacks. Now, they don't have guns, they don't have assault weapons, they don't have truck bombs, but they have knives and they have a lot of people.
And this is their negotiating method. We want...
No, it's not a negotiating method, it's a terror attack.
Okay, so a terror attack is an attack that terrifies some people, right?
Well, it's the same as a Palestinian terror attack. What's the difference? It terrifies people, but it sends a message: we want our land, or we want our country, or we want something.
That's why I used the word negotiation. So it doesn't...
It doesn't work with Muslims. Muslims don't negotiate. I mean, they used to, you know, around the time of Saladin and whatnot, but they don't negotiate anymore.
I used it partly ironically. What I mean, I'm trying to understand what these Chinese Muslims try to do. So they're trying, as you say, to send a message to
stop persecuting our Muslim brethren in our province of Muslim.
Who is persecuting?
Well, the Chinese government's very smart. They know what Islam's like, and so they're not allowing Islam to become a revolutionary, dangerous ideology within China, which in itself is governed by an ideology that is anathema to most people.
There's more Chinese than anybody else.
How could the Islamic religion be revolutionary to Chinese?
Because as you know, Muslims want Sharia law. You know that. Wherever they are, they want to take over. They want to promote. They want to bring in. They want to take over, and they want to change everything to comport with their fucking Sharia law, so they can control everybody, and everybody has to submit to the religion, and only the few, you know, like elite clerics and stuff. It's just another political system with kings and it's an oligarchy in a way.
But I imagine, yeah, I know that this religion has spread, but I imagined that this law would only apply to certain nations. I mean, how could they apply this to Chinese? I mean, they're another race.
No, they're Chinese themselves, but they're just, well, you know, when you look at history and the way that the Chinese, what do they call it? When the Islamic empire, caliphate, expanded so quickly, it reached the borders of China. And so there's a lot of people in China, in that particular province, of Chinese ancestry, who are Muslims, though, who practice the Mohammedan cult.
It's a bigger religion than Judaism.
Judaism's only a fraction. There's an echo somewhere.
Okay, I'll mute.
Apparently, the way I see it is that I understand that there's right now 13 million Jews worldwide.
Still, they do a lot of damage.
Well, Hitler killed 17 million.
He only killed 6 million.
No, Hitler killed 17 million Jews.
Hitler killed 6 million Jews.
17 million.
6 million.
17.
Let's go to Wiki right now, dude.
No, I don't trust Wiki. I only trust the NaziNewsNow.com. No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
Well, prove to me Hitler didn't kill 17 million Jews.
The Nazis did a lot of paperwork.
That's why I'm saying there's 17 million. You wouldn't do a lot of paperwork for 6 million. You do a lot of paperwork for 17 million. Yeah.
How come is anybody watching this hangout?
3.
Well,
In other words, you, me, and Julian.
Do they
Is
have
that
quite
right? Do they count us?
There's a side chat. Oh, Mark Thomas is or was watching. He says, "What's the hangout about?" Well, okay, what's the hangout, and you'll probably get an idea.
Well,
smart ass answer of the day.
if there are so few, they can join us.
Yeah, I've got the join link in the hangout on the side chat here on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
And on the details section of the YouTube page.
And the mass killings in the USA, which seem to have been quite often, who has performed them?
What about them?
Who has performed them? What is the context? What did those people want?
Oh, anger and rage against the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think lately, as of late, the mass killings have been performed by Muslim extremists, but we also have, plenty of deaths caused by, just shootings, because we have too many guns.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the guns, it's the mental health.
Mm-hmm.
It's the guns.
It's the mental health.
It's both. No, wait.
No, it's definitely not the guns.
So all these people, or how many of these killers have been proven mentally ill or something like this?
Only the dead ones, I think.
Well, mental illness is relative. If we have a lot of mentally ill people in our society functioning, Julian, but they just don't call them mentally ill till they go off the ladder, go off the ledge like these people do.
Well, what are we going to do about mental illness in North America, or in the world? In fact, what are we going to do about mental illness in the world? It's the most prevalent non-physical disease on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are we going to do about it?
I know that Big Pharma has a hand in things, so they tend to pay people, to get pills. They want to sell a person pills.
I'm good with the pills. I'm really good with the pills. But if you are prescribed fucking pills, take your pills. A lot of times people get the prescriptions, they're on the road to recovery or whatever, and they stop taking the pills, and that's when they go off the deep end. So it's not the pills, and it's not the guns, it's the people themselves. Probably they don't have a support system which allows them to, to fall off that wagon, but it's the people.
Can we think about the causes, how people end up like this? What causes?
Oh, there's probably hundreds of millions of causes that people that cause people to land up mentally ill. Every person has a myriad, more than one. I don't think you can point to any one thing. But what you can do is support, fund, and research and implement mental health programs worldwide. Just like there's a Doctors Without Borders, there should be a Psychiatrists Without Borders or something.
Great.
You know?
Yeah. I think that psychotherapists should play a more important role.
I don't think psychotherapists should do shit. I think it's psychiatrists, only psychiatrists. None of this namby-pamby psychiatrists.
You mean those people who prescribe chemical products for our nervous system?
Sid?
I didn't understand I didn't understand what you were talking about.
I'm going to repeat the question, but I will also say that in Greek, psychiatrist and psychotherapist mean rather the same thing. Because
hold on a minute, hold on. I'm trying to understand something. If I go to a doctor and the doctor says I've got cancer, he's going to prescribe me medication to cure the cancer, and I'm going to take that medication. Right?
A doctor is not supposed to prescribe medication, but is prescribed to to restore a person back to their health.
Right, but a psychiatrist sees a patient who's got...
There are quite a few methods, and we should also think, and medication is one of them, and we should think what good medication is. We should think about this too.
Yeah, but if you're going to give medication to a cancer patient and not complain about it, why are you complaining when the doctor gives medication to a mental health patient?
I did not complain.
The difference is the cancer patient will invariably, in probably 100% of cases, take the medication. In mental health cases, the patient will take the medication initially, and at some point it seems start to feel much better, think that he or she doesn't need any more medication because she's feeling better or he's feeling better, go off the medication, and then things go a little bit off the deep end. So there's a whole care aspect, there's a whole support aspect to mental health treatment. It's not just giving pills. There's there's talking it out. There's that cognitive behavioral therapy. There's which allows a patient to move forward through the trauma. But I don't see any justification for stereotyping a psychiatrist as somebody who just prescribes brain medication. What do you think, Lindsay?
I don't stereotype them. I only asked what person you try to describe with the word psychiatrist.
Oh, the person I'm trying to describe with a psychiatrist is a man or a woman who's gone to medical school and become a medical doctor, has performed an internship as required, and then has gone on to specialize in a branch of medicine of his or her choosing. And I'm referring to those that choose psychiatry.
But is it like the most popular pill, Xanax? Right? They just want people to be like,
I don't know.
The most popular pill is not Xanax, is it?
It is.
Look.
And
Maybe in America, but not Canada.
In the what 14 years or whatever that I've been under regular psychiatric outpatient care.
Observation.
Yeah, clinical observation. I have never been prescribed anything like Xanax ever. Never.
Yeah, I think the most common, like, what is Xanax exactly? Is it an antidepressant or an antipsychotic or a mood stabilizer?
No one's brought it up to me.
It's one of those weird Elvis pills, man. It just...
you know what I think is actually I have met a guy. In fact, I know a guy because we go in the dog park, and this guy is sometimes he's calm, but he's an asshole. But sometimes he's a calm asshole, and sometimes he's a bitch asshole. And I think it's when he's off his meds, and I think he takes Xanax for his condition, whatever it is, whatever nutcase he is. But when he's not on his medication, or he's been drinking or something, he's a totally different person, like a real totally you just don't want to be around someone like that. So it's abuses of medication you might want to talk about, but don't talk about the psychiatrists themselves.
Do you like your psychiatrist?
Yes. I think he practices good medicine. In fact, I know he practices good medicine.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about, looking into being a psychiatrist?
No.
You don't like dealing with people that are...
There we go. Okay, I better go to med school, year 1. Genomes and chemistry.
Oh, yeah. Don't you have to go to group therapy?
I already have a problem. What?
Did you have to go to group therapy?
Never.
Never.
Group therapy is like going to camp and playing games.
Group therapy is like...
Summer camp.
Plus is like group therapy.
Group therapy is bullshit. Well, hold on. I take that back. I'm sorry. I'm an introvert. Doesn't work with me.
You're not an introvert. You speak a lot. That's not a trait of
well, I'm a social. The social introvert, social anxiety. The introversion is apparent when I'm not in my comfort zone, which is where I am now. It's totally comfortable, and everything is. You're just an image on my screen. I can go click and you're gone.
No, the psyche does not interpret us only as images.
No, but you know what I mean. We're at arm's length. We're at fiber optic length.
I'm socially anxious in the company of other people.
That's between my psychiatrist and me.
You said that you experience social anxiety, and I asked...
You know the fuck. I'll tell you what. I can remember ever since I was even in kindergarten.
Right.
When it came to group activities or recess or anything where there wasn't anything structured, I'd be sitting on the side on my own, right? I wouldn't be sort of go and find myself a circle of people to hang out with or mingle. I'd sort of be quite content to not have anybody around, find somebody else. Just find a little quiet spot somewhere and watch or not, whatever. So it comes from way back then or before. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but
Is there anybody in the what's it called, the comments or whatever, outside comments?
In the YouTube channel?
in the chats. No.
YouTube channel was just marked some time ago. You might or might not still be watching. There's 4 people watching, so if anybody wants to come in and have lots of fun, ha ha ha, come on in. Let's see.
You're interested in so many things, and you seem to care about the balance of our world. You want to discuss these things.
Okay, yeah, well, you know, I also grew up watching people, because I was on the periphery, I was always on the outside, I always was watching, right? And I watched how, as kids, because I was different, you know, I didn't participate, but I watched how kids picked on other kids. You know, you find the weak kid, and everybody sort of crowd. You know how they like in Pakistan, they'll, you know, somebody burns a Quran, and then the whole crowd sort of jumps on her and kills her and punches her and then burns her and stabs her and cuts her up into pieces and says she's a heretic. Well, that's the kind of way we are as children. And I watched this, and I felt sorry for the guy who was running away all the time, or the underdog, or, you know.
Yes.
So.
Have you ever been to Pakistan? Have you ever been to Pakistan?
No. Hell no. I would never go to Pakistan.
I don't think so.
I would never go to any Muslim country.
Alrighty. People are like...
Come on.
Can we sum up... Sorry to interrupt you, Lynn. Can we sum up our points of view on Turkey real quick?
Yeah,
all right. I think it's a false flag. What say you, Sid?
You say the coup is a false flag?
Yeah, it's a total fake thing.
A conspiracy theory again?
No, it's just it's a method for the government to get rid of their enemies.
I think it's a good theory. I can't tie it yet to the facts that I know about the actual operation. But my gut feeling is I don't agree.
Okay, Julian, what do you say?
Well, there's an instinct that tells me every time something happens that there was some true feeling there. That, for instance, in this case, there was some sincere intention. But I don't know. This seems probable because the situation is so complicated. A number of nations are involved, and the dialogue between them has become so unclear that such an event could have been regarded as probable. And I think Sidney said that this move is going to continue with worse events. And I think many people, including us neighbors, even if we're not on the same continent, should do something about this. Because some people advise us, do not wait until your house catches fire. So we should go and extinguish this fire.
Extinguish the Muslims. I say, yeah, right on.
All right.
Right away.
You want to emulate the ways of the Nazis, right, Sid?
No, I want to emulate the ways of the Muslims. I want to emulate the ways of reverse Wahhabism.
All right. Bohica outside has said that the president had replaced the prime minister who was popular. So there has been a change now because of the coup.
No, it's all the same.
Should we not have the United Nations investigate what exactly is going on over there in Turkey?
United Nations?
Why not? That's what they're there for, right?
They're useless. You know what they'll do? They'll go and investigate what's going on in Turkey. In 2 years' time, they'll come out with a report. So
Yes.
it's fucking useless.
Sydney, you talked about alcoholism one day, and I found that interesting, but I had no spare time at the moment.
Alcoholics? Alcoholism?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like Pat and his alcoholism.
We could talk alcoholism. Yeah, we have an example or two
It
of
doesn't
people who are alcoholics in our community.
Mhm.
But I think Bohiko wants to talk about Turkey.
Yes, okay, yeah.
How about alcoholics in Turkey?
What about obesity in Turkey? I mean, them people are pretty fat.
Fat alcoholics in Turkey.
Right.
If anybody would like, if any fat alcoholics in Turkey would like to deconvert
Mhm.
and become
A slim.
thin or non-fat alcoholics in Turkey, just
Well,
click.
I got a question. All right, like Iran is a theocracy, right?
Yeah.
Do they have liquor stores over there, or do they have outlawed liquor?
I think they've outlawed liquor.
Have
Yeah, I
they?
know. I'm pretty sure they have no liquor stores in Iran.
Oh. Well,
In fact, why don't we send you both on a mission to find out? Why don't you head out?
I don't even have a passport.
You don't need one. You're Native American. Don't forget.
I wish,
I
man.
wouldn't mind that for a change. I mean, why do people keep drugging themselves? Why do we befuddle our brains with these sour juices, for instance?
One word. Euphoria.
I'm euphoric all right without the drink.
I understand that, but it doesn't discount the fact that others aren't.
It does, because all people are the same. And you can be glad and happy only without alcoholic drinks.
I find that I am much happier when I have alcoholic drinks in me.
Well, we're talking about society in the general. I think every culture and every society has some sort of drug. I don't know if there's any sort of, clear-headed society.
And why can't we stand reality? What's with the drugs?
Because reality sucks. Life sucks.
Probably
It does-
part of the human mind.
People stab out everybody else. People stab each other in the back as a rule. The exception is when they don't. So, alcohol, drugs.
We cannot stand living among people. That's why we drink.
No, it's not that.
But
It's because life
suck.
sucks.
Why? What sucks in life?
I just saw a meme. 3 points. In fact, if I have it up, I'll bring it up again. Still, it might still be. Hold on a minute. Oh, there it is. There it is. Haha, lovely. Yeah, I'm gonna share this with you.
Like,
Oh.
you have to admit, Julian, that whatever authority cannot please everybody in their society, right? So they probably have to rely upon liquor and all sorts of mind-altering drugs to get through that problem. So you like that meme, huh, Sid?
Well, it hit me. When you see a meme and you look at it twice and 3 times. That was one of them.
So life is described here in no way. So when we have no description of life, we cannot say whether it sucks or not, and there's no reason given for drinking.
Look, it's every person's experience of life is unique, right?
Sure.
To a very small
Every
extent.
person's reaction to a similar situation is most likely different.
Sure.
Hardly.
Some people are more sensitive than others, and they will take a rebuke a lot more seriously. Some people don't give a shit. There's tons of reasons. Zillions, billions.
But you know,
For
you can
you,
look,
out in the sticks, fucking in Romania, there's no reason.
you can infer some things by the behavior of civilization throughout the the
But
history of man.
most people take drugs. So
Most people take drugs. Let me
What do you
think
mean
about
by
that.
most people take drugs?
Like
Yeah.
mind-altering drugs, or
You
drugs
mean
to
like
just,
heroin and stuff, or what?
or like aspirin.
for instance, wine is a drug.
Wine's a drug, caffeine's a drug, alcohol's a drug.
Food is a drug. Food's medicine.
Sometimes achievement is a drug. I mean, there's just so much.
But the reason that society in the whole relies upon mind-altering drugs is because they have to have some level of satisfaction with life. If not, then look at Iran. They probably use their religion as drug. Don't you think
No,
so?
no, there's a big drug problem in Iran. I know that. A lot of people escape in Iran. A lot of people escape the hideousness of life with drugs.
With drugs. Okay. Well, there you go, Julian. I mean, there's some sort of mind-altering substance for every
Hey,
society.
when you talked on June 2nd about alcoholism, what did you say?
What did you hear?
Nothing.
I think he said like Pat has a problem.
Okay, we were talking about Patrick specifically.
Well, yeah, you said when Pat arrived, he was like a different person than he is now. Now Pat hates everybody.
Ah, yes, that is true.
So
Yeah, he's totally different.
Did you say that you support excessive consumption of alcoholic drinks?
You said that, Sid?
I support successive alcohol.
Excessive.
I don't know.
I think the only thing Sid supports is marijuana use.
Then I ask another question. Why did you talk about alcoholism?
Because of Pat.
Because of Patrick.
Oh,
Okay, I'll tell you why. No, I think you're right. Patrick joined the internet and he said "fuck you" to all the theists, and that was awesome. I loved it. And then he got into the chatting every night, and he was he would never come on cam, but he was always he was a guy that sort of was rational, and we thought
It was a
that
good addition.
yeah, he was a good addition in that he didn't take shit from theists. And often it was, hold on a sec, I'm going to go steal a glass of wine. So, going to go steal a glass of wine, it's a big fucking deal. But then, once he came on cam, he was still stealing glasses of wine until such time as it was, I have a bottle or a keg or whatever, and I'm just going to go refill my glass, go refill my glass, and then he becomes drunk. And
Right.
his demeanor changes. He becomes slurry. He starts becoming repetitive. He doesn't listen to a thing anybody says, but he's got something on his mind over and over again that he tries to get to come over as poor me about, and it just becomes pathetic.
Okay.
And alcohol does that to people. Some people.
Yes, that's what I was pointing out.
But the thing with Patrick is he's in denial. That's the only thing.
Well, Pat says he drinks, but he doesn't say he has.
No, he's an alcoholic, though. When he drinks, he doesn't stop. Have you ever seen him stop?
No.
Have you ever seen him have a kind of glass and say, "Okay, that was lovely. I'm done. That went great with the pasta."
But you know, I have to say this: haven't. Pat's not the only one. There's a lot of people that don't stop.
I don't disagree with you there. But it was Pat that was hanging out with us every night, and Pat was the one whose behavior I noticed strictly for through no other reason than the consumption, than the abuse of the consumption of alcohol.
Yeah, there is something that
chronic abuse.
Don't really understand. So there are these two things. One, that people consume huge quantities of alcohol, and the other thing, that we're faced with huge and numerous problems. And it might seem like a solution at hand to replace the time spent obliterating your mind on discussing and solving those problems. And the main thing that we do usually in order to solve things is just sit and talk. So if you don't dare sit and talk, I wonder, why are you still alive?
There's nothing like sitting down and talking with a nice glass of wine
to other human beings. And why talk with over a glass of wine? Why? You said, I think you, I may understand from your words that you prefer Patrick as any other human being to talk with you while you can still understand them, not after being disabled by alcoholic drinks.
After being disabled, you know, you don't. You're not disabled after a glass of wine. You're still fine. You're disabled after the fourth, fifth, sixth, and then not everybody reacts the same way.
Yeah.
Now the way Patrick reacts when he's disabled is fucking annoying.
There's like what's called addiction, Julian. They get psychologically addicted to the drink.
Yes, yeah. And I've seen that people take to drinking after for instance, breaking up with
stress.
I refer to those cases related to their love life. So when that is unsuccessful,
sure,
they might end up drinking and lose their mind and their properties.
I don't think Patty's unsuccessful there. I don't think his penis ever says no to his hand.
God, Sid. Oh man. Anyway, you have a point there, Julian. That yes, you know, if any sort of life failures contributes, well, you know, as a cause to start drinking, you know. But yeah, failure at romance is a definite one that occurs.
Failure at anything.
But as far as Sid advocating, you know, massive amounts of alcohol consumption, I didn't hear that.
I never did.
And before that, on May 15, you talked about women and men as sex objects. And
I missed that one. So what happened? I missed that hangout. What happened, Sid?
Women and men as sex objects? What about
it?
Well,
you tell us. What happened?
I don't know.
That piqued my interest. I mean, I hardly see anyone talking about men, you know, in such...
You know, when I go back on a lot of, I don't do it a lot, but a couple of times I've gone back on or run into posts that I've replied to or started or whatever years ago. I don't even remember writing that stuff, you know. So I don't remember anything or everything I said on saying.
No, I simply told you that I I'm interested in these topics that you.
Oh, I'm interested in too, but we need to get a little bit more information or focus a little bit in better on what you're interested in more specifically.
Hey, there's Benny.
Hey, Benny!
It's a fellow Romanian.
We're outnumbered. Europe against or North America.
Hey,
what number? Two is not does not equal 2
Hey,
anymore.
this is North America. 2 and 2 equals 5.
Okay, like Benny, where do black people come from in Romania?
Benny, why don't you talk to us?
Because unde Braga.
Unde Braga. The Battle of Narvolos.
See, that's the difference between Julian and Braga. Braga. And Benny. Julian talks. We get into his head. He gives us his honesty, and we trust him. Now this Benny guy.
Hey, let's have
very sketchy. Very sketchy.
Let's get Sip in here. Where's Sip?
Yes. What's the time in Romania? Is it drinking time?
Yes,
yeah.
It's 4:42.
Oh, in the morning?
Yes.
Oh, no, unless you've been drinking all night, it's not going to happen with Cyprian.
Well, I can check whether Cyprian is awake.
Okay.
But yeah.
Mamaisti.
Mamaisti, what's going on?
I'm sorry that he drinks so much. He seems like a good person.
Who?
Yeah, Sip's okay.
Cyprian.
Awesome. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, he seems to be online.
Well, he seems to be online, but he's not in my Hangout, which means he's not online. It's not the same thing.
Send him a message.
Invite him.
Hey, Benny.
Oh, no, I'll just add him to the Hangout.
Hmm?
Hey, Benny, where do black people come from in Romania?
I cannot use the button invite people, so I'd have to.
I'll invite him.
Paste the link. Ah, you are inviting him.
Mm.
Yeah. Do they come from America?
Slavery. Don't forget the slave trade is thousands of years old.
Oh, they came directly from Africa. I thought you got our used slaves.
No, no. If you follow the Roman Empire, which used slavery, and they were fucking everywhere. They owned the whole Mediterranean at one point.
Did you invent the black market in America?
Well, the black market, that's just a name. It's not necessarily a nationality. It's just a name for the underground market.
I'm joking, because, playing with words.
Oh, yeah. But, the black market, there's always has to be like some sort of, actual market that sort of caters, because you have to admit, capitalism is a class system, right? So they have to have a black market somewhere in there. You think about it, because it's not efficient enough to cover the whole of the society.
There's no black markets in capitalism other than those that are under prohibition.
Think about
products that are under prohibition.
How can the very rich intercourse with the very lower class if they have to accumulate wealth to be at a high class? They can't exactly have some sort of socialist apparatus to go down to intercourse with the lower class, so they have to have a black market in order to function with the lower classes. Anyone? I mean, that's they always want to say that capitalism is the best system, but you can see some of the failings of it.
Capitalism is a fantastic system.
It's a decent system. but it's not
awesome
perfect.
system. But capitalism, should sort of assume in a natural way that there's a social net you could fall into. There's a social safety net, let's say.
Well, that's the socialist part of capitalism. That's not
Yeah,
necessarily.
but that must exist, and it must exist in a way that is helpful.
Okay, the main goal of capitalism is to acquire. All right, so all that sort of thing that you were mentioning is the social part of capitalism, and it has nothing to do with acquiring. You know.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay, the main tenet of capitalism is to acquire. Okay, so when you mention social programs, that's the benefits of capitalism. That's not necessarily at all the main tenet of
That is
capitalism. That's
not
just
true.
the social part of
That is not
capitalism.
true. No. In capitalism, it is the main goal of capitalists, those that are actively involved in the, in the capitalizing of assets in the economy or whatever. It's them. For everybody else, it's consumerism. That's what drives it. It's consumerism. So you don't have to be, like a rabid capitalist trying to acquire assets and land and la la la. You just got to be a consumer.
If you're not a rabid capitalist, then your opponent will be the rabid capitalist. That's the problem with capitalism.
I'm sorry,
You have to
but
acquire.
you'll find that in the socialist world of unions, where welders and crane drivers and electricians and whatnot, everybody's unionized. They make a very good living. They make a lot of money. They got pensions. They got this, that, and the other. They're very flush with cash. But you'll also notice that those same people consume a hell of a lot. They buy big. They buy lots. They support. So they go hand in hand.
Anyone?
Must mean I'm right.
Well, no. I mean, it's like I don't want to hog the whole conversation. I want to get like Jeff in here, but he ain't answering. What does link bombed us down?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the sugar? Come on in, Sugarino.
Can you see Benny's text, Yuli?
Can you?
Look, I only talk to people who talk to me.
Okay, so you're gonna ignore Benny the bot.
Ah, clever. You see, now we have somebody who plays the game like it should be played. See, Benny?
And I have offered time and time again to help people who cannot join a hangout for technical reasons or don't have a microphone yet,
No,
information so that they can talk with my group on whatever hangout I was.
So Benny, just call up Yuli on the phone, man. Just tell him what you want to hear. Nah, just put your phone number here and let's relay it to him that way.
I'm falling asleep.
No, he's not included. You see, you're totally wrong.
Hey, Bunto, have you got a new headset?
No.
Are you include, Julian?
Can't afford it. How you doing, Bulldog?
I'm not bad, but the reason why I asked you is because your voice sounds a bit different.
Oh, it's the new. My mic caved in, so I have to use the webcam mic.
I just bought a new headset. It's got like the microphone coming through the front of it.
That's a good one.
It's a Turtle Beach one, right?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, I can't work out how to configure how to get the microphone because I had a camera and microphone combined.
Right.
And it's been a fucking nightmare just even getting the fucking, the headset working. And then now I've got to disable the microphone on where the camera is and enable the camera, and I'm just having huge problems.
You shouldn't do that. You should be able to do that in the settings of the Hangout and just choose whichever one you want.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought about that.
Because everything will be recognized by your operating system, right?
Yeah. All right, so yeah, okay, got it. Yep, okay, I never thought about that. I was doing it from outside.
That's why we atheists exist.
We're good for something.
The atheist who understands the machine.
Did you notice how I didn't put up an argument and I went, yeah, fucking good idea, where a Christian would go, nah.
We need a godly intervention to make the cam work.
Yeah, I'll fucking sit here and fucking pray.
Just throw a couple of prayers in the air.
I would also throw the praying person too.
Yeah, really. Yeah, shock. Dinner.
So, Bulldog, do you know that Pat's all mad?
Yeah, I heard.
What's he mad about?
Somebody ejected him from his own Hangout.
Yeah, I know. He fucking chucked the fucking. Yeah, but hang on a second. He cast the first stone. He started ejecting other people, and they says, right, it's payback time. And then he got ejected, but he didn't like it, right?
Did he give somebody mods, or did you pull that trick?
We pulled the fucking trick, but he doesn't like those tricks. He wants to
He doesn't, does he?
He wants total power. He wants full domination.
That's not going to happen with Patrick.
I know, and that's why I have to come in, because, see, his mum's dead and his brother's moving out, right? So he's starting, like to let loose a little bit. Yeah. And I think I'm going to have to pick up the fucking slack and pull him into check.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
A new phase in Patrick's life. Awesome. Fucking fine.
Because I've noticed ever since his brother's moved out and his mum's dead that he's starting to fucking raise the volume of his voice.
Right. Because he's deaf.
And the drinking has gone up fucking like 20, 30, 40%.
That's right, because his brother can't say shit when he raises his voice.
Well, put it this way. Now that his brother's left, there's more to drink.
There's more to drink.
He had to take his dad to the emergency room because his dad got drunk.
Really? Well, who's going to fucking take Patrick to fucking the emergency room when he gets drunk?
That's a good point, man.
Patrick doesn't get drunk. I mean, he gets drunk, but Patrick is an alcoholic, and they can drink until they just got nothing left. They'll never get drunk. I mean, they'll never have to go to hospital. But people like Patrick don't have, a cellar full of, a choice of wines.
Oh no, he's fucking. He mixes it with beer though. I've noticed that, and that makes it worse. He gets very violent when he's drinking beer. Yeah. Phew, shit, half a dozen fucking bottles of beer, and he's like a fucking nuclear missile.
But tell me something. When he's playing chess in the chess hangout, is he drinking?
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Fuck.
Really?
What a fucking stupid question that is.
I'm sorry.
Does he still play chess? I haven't seen him talk about it.
Oh, don't worry. And listen, the reason why you don't fucking see him drinking is because he's got the chessboard fucking displayed on the screen and not his face.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's hiding behind a chessboard.
But he's
behind the board.
I haven't played him for fucking ages. I can't handle it anymore. It's just, oh man.
Why, is he too slow to move?
Well, yeah, that amongst other things, and then the fucking violent behaviour, and I didn't want to do that, and you were talking to me when I moved, and that's why I fucking lost. It's like, we haven't fucking stopped talking ever since. Yeah.
Patrick's got all the problems. He doesn't have problems.
If we were playing in fucking real life, he would accuse me of fucking cheating. There you go. Actually, in the beginning when we first started playing, he accused me of fucking cheating anyway. He thought that I was using another computer to make the fucking move.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, oh, I can't handle this shit.
I found out of the chess room.
Yeah, listen, I haven't played him for a fucking while, you know. And now he's going, oh, but I made you a moderator of the fucking the chess club community, and you haven't done nothing. And I says, well, hang on a second, you fucking invented it. You've done fuck all yourself, and you fucking started the shit.
Right.
Well, the thing is that he has another guy who's really good. So, you know, the mysterious guy. He's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I played him fucking twice, beat him fucking twice.
You beat him? Wow. Because Pat told me he was like some 2000 level chess master.
Yeah. Like fuck, I beat him fucking twice. And I went, okay, gotta go. See you later.
Who was that?
Bye.
The new guy, mysterious.
Yeah, Labyrinth.
Don't know.
Put it this way, at least he's got a fucking moderator who's prepared to come on and fucking, you know, invite people to play chess, whatever. You know, I have, like, that's not my fucking goal in life, you know, I've got better things to do.
Yeah, but still for Pat. Pat's kind of shut in, so. Pat was going to have his Juno insertion hangout, but he got so upset yesterday he had to call Google.
Hold on. Yeah, I noticed that he was having there were two sort of commercials or two presentations of a promotion. What happened?
Well, he wanted to have his Juno hangout, and then yesterday he got into a scuffle with Outbound, and then he called Google to, you know, square things, and then he said he wasn't sure if he was going to have his Juno insertion thing.
Why? Because of a tantrum?
Yeah, because he got kicked out. He's afraid of having a hangout, and then somebody comes in and kicks him out.
Well, then why doesn't he just block everybody who comes in and they can't kick him out?
That's
But
possible.
can the other participants kick the host out?
Apparently, there's some sort of
yeah. Bulldog can kick me out right now.
Well, I see.
Well, maybe not right now. He's got to do some finagling, but he could kick me out.
Yeah, but I couldn't be fucking bothered.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of effort.
I see the ignore function, but I
have no idea how he does it, and I don't really want to know.
Well, Pat has to understand that he can't, like, feed the trolls. I think Pat feeds the trolls too much. You know, they'd like to see Pat.
but he feeds them, but he doesn't realize that he's feeding them.
Oh,
Rob,
yeah.
Rob used to realize he was feeding the trolls. He actually used to do it willfully.
Yeah, that was all Rob.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with Pat. He just feeds the trolls.
But you know the thing about Patrick, and I want to just make this extremely clear to everybody, that Patrick and his I don't know how many exactly how many of those soccer accounts he has, but the thing is, when he goes into his denial of having soccer accounts and that he only has one account, it's like so fake. It's the most fake soccer account apologetic I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, he blew himself out of the water the other day. I was there for that one. I went, oh my God, Patrick, you were fucking denying it for so long. And then out of the blue, he admitted that he's got fucking other accounts. And it's like, oh, you lying bastard.
Exactly.
It's like the fundies.
It's like it's like the alcohol slipped. Alcohol did something and slipped him out his tongue.
Yeah, that was. I bet you he'd want to fucking erase that video.
I must get some sleep. People are waking up.
Okay, good night. Thanks.
Nice visiting you, Lynn.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Nice talking.
Nice talking to you all.
Come back now, you.
I'm following you, so we'll be in touch. Goodbye.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, Benny, that guy was what he was. I mean, he's one of your fellow countrymen. I mean, don't you enjoy his company? No, he's not.
He's not he's not a fellow countryman.
He's retarded.
But at least he's talking.
Oh yeah, right in your face, Benny.
We talk to fucking retards all the time.
That's fine, but Benny might be. I think Benny's got a lisp.
What, of retards? Fucking, that'd be a big list.
No, a lisp.
Oh, a lisp. Oh, I thought you thought a retard.
Yeah, Benny, ha ha ha.
Hey, did you hear what fucking... I was listening to Steve McRae's Hangout the other day, and he started talking about fucking NeoCloud, and I thought, and apparently what NeoCloud does, right, because he's a sneaky little prick, he's got Steve McRae blocked, right?
Okay.
So what he does, he unblocks him, sends him a message, and then reblocks him so Steve McRae can't respond. And I thought, like he's like doing a drive-by shooting. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to fucking have a shot at him. So Steve McRae's going, oh, he sends me all these fucking asinine fucking messages. They're all fucking stupid. So he says, just to stop him from fucking doing this shit, I blocked him. So he can't send me any more fucking messages anymore.
So, like, I guess Steve McRae get popular.
Oh, yeah, he's got a bit of a following now. He gets a lot of fucking people watching his shows.
Who does?
Steve McRae.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I
tried watching them, but I get lost in the fucking
Technicalia, all the
yeah,
I get lost in all that biochemistry, whatever shit they got.
Yeah, I know. Listen, it makes no sense to me, but you know what? I'd rather fucking listen to him than fucking some fucking preacher fucking preaching the fucking bullshit Bible.
I'd rather listen and support the hangout, his hangout, than listen to Christian anarchist might be having some kind of a Christian.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that
some kind of a Bible fellowship, come debate, come disagreement, come bullshit.
Dick slapping fucking bullshit fucking.
It just doesn't appeal to me at all.
I haven't seen that kid in a long time.
Down made a room. That's it. It's war. It's Lancaster versus York.
Did he? Oh, down made a room. Uh-oh, fuck. Why didn't you just come in here?
Well, didn't you have like this guy, what's his name? The baseball card guy. What happened to him? Wasn't he like...
Oh, Chucky. Yeah, he's still around.
There's a big troll war there or something.
Yeah,
is he troll, what the fuck's his name?
Trolling?
No. The baseball guy is fucking Chuck Sotiro.
He's Chuck Sotiro, but he's also the loving troll.
Positively lame.
Positively Gaunt.
Oh, Positively Gaunt. That's the guy. Yes.
With the same icon as fucking Positively Godless.
Look, we're competing against Shara right now. She's got 102 people watching.
Who?
Shara.
Who's that?
Really?
She used to be on non-secular TV.
Oh, forget it.
And Wolf King.
Yeah. Well, that's Saturday night. You gotta have a good clickbait title, Sid.
No, it's me. People, it's got nothing to do with the title. If you see Atheism is Unstoppable or whatever having a hangout, you don't give a shit what it's about. You go in and you watch it. So if you see Sidney Winston having a hangout,
Well, ask the audience.
You don't know who he is. He talks shit anyway, so you don't go watch it.
How many people are watching us now?
3.
3. Ask them. Okay, write in the comments what the hell's wrong with the show, and they'll tell you what's wrong with the show. Talk shit anyway, so you don't go watch it. How many people are watching us now?
3.
Right. 3. Ask them. Okay, write in the comments.
Oh, hang on, I've got to turn one of these fucking things off. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that wormhole was pissing me off.
Fuck. I thought someone was talking to me, and it's like, hang on a second. What do you keep fucking repeating? I've already told you it's 3. You're asking me again.
You know who I really like on as a personality on G Plus and these hangouts?
Sugar.
Is Eve Real.
Oh, yoy.
I like her. What?
Why do you like Eve Real?
She's
real. She's real. In every way, she's real.
Yeah, and she's
blocked me about fucking 4 times now.
Why?
I mean, one time I told her, "Hey, how you doing, Eve?" and she blocked me. So forget it.
Nah. Or maybe she was having a moment. But she's okay now.
She's a bunch of hater royale.
Nah. No. What are you? You're not so good at judging people. I'll help you out.
Yeah, let's get kids in here.
Well, all right.
Okay, how come Down's Hangouts are so popular, Bulldog? Explain it.
Well, they're not always popular.
I can't find his room. Did he block me?
I don't know.
See, this is the problem. I've got fucking 3 windows to look at. I've got to look at the fucking live fucking thing when I'm in. I've got to look at the outside shit. And then Benny's doing the fucking outside here fucking bullshit.
Well, he's not. He doesn't have it under down corner. Does he?
Okay, maybe there's not enough, drinking on our show.
That might very well be a possibility. In fact, I have never had a show where I've actually started drinking and
all right,
gotten a buzz or whatever.
Oh, well, there's the problem.
Yeah. Now the thing is that I just haven't had an occasion to sit down and have a few drinks and get buzzed, because I don't do it as a regular thing. It's not something that I ever think of, I think of it once or twice, but it's a fleeting thought and it's gone. So if we get together, something organized, I don't know about if I want to have it even on air. That's the only thing.
Oh, no, if you don't have it out on air, no one will know that you ever fucking done it. There won't be any record.
Bingo!
That's Benny's.
Yeah, and then the more shit you talk, the more viewers fucking you get.
Yeah, but I mean, is it worth sacrificing your humility for your legacy?
Yeah, but if it's only like once or twice a year or something, give it a go. You'll never know if you never give it a go. That's the motto.
How about I buy a bottle? I actually have it. I can do it right now.
Yeah,
but
dude,
I have
let's
a
go
bottle
down the
of red wine all ready to go.
Twist cap.
It's in the fridge. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll get some ice cubes ready for you, Bulldog, so you can watch me drink my red wine and.
Yeah. Well, you have to do it for see, it's morning time over here for me, so it's no point in doing it. So I can't join you. I've just had breakfast.
I'm not ready now. It's what's it? It's 7:15 on a Saturday evening. Oh.
7:15.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
But I haven't had anything to eat. I need to eat.
What's the time now? It's 7:15 p.m. for you. So would you start at like 12 o'clock midnight?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, if you started say at 12 o'clock midnight, I can join you. You can get a fucking bottle out. You could even invite Patrick Fester in, and he can fucking teach you the fine art of drinking.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good hangout title. Remember, it's
All right,
Patrick
so that's
Festa and
what,
Fine
5
Art of
hours
Drinking.
from now?
Yeah, fine art of drinking. All right.
Patrick Festa, starring Patrick Festa.
And Patrick Fester can walk you through it on how to do it step by step.
But I want him to start from the beginning. I don't want him to start like, you know, when he's already halfway cut.
Oh, yeah. That could be. I know what you're saying, yeah, because there's no way you can keep up with him. Yeah, I've tried that and he still beats me.
Right, and you're a professional.
I know, and he can keep going for another couple of hours, and I'm going, fuck, I'm ready for fucking bed. I'm absolutely fucking plumb tuckered out. I says, you beat me again, you cunt. And he's had like 5 hours head start.
And he's like, you know, he's like very short and very slim, and he must have some like huge liver.
Yeah.
And
His whole body's a liver.
Just something big, you know.
Listen, I've seen him drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning, and even then he goes, oh, I'm just going to have one more. And he goes,
Oh
and then he
my
wants to tell me how the fucking sun's coming up and fucking yada, yada, yada. And like, all right, okay. I'm going, man, fucking hell, what time did you fucking start?
He started when he was 9 years old.
Fucking talk about practice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't drink. They can't drink enough. Alcoholics.
Yeah, but fucking, oh man, like, put it this way, if Patrick said to me, I'll meet you down the bar at fucking 8 o'clock or something like that, I'd say to Patrick, listen, you go down at 8, I'll fucking join you at fucking 12, and I'll probably still go home before him anyway. He'll still be fucking standing at the fucking bar at fucking 8 o'clock in the morning when the cleaners are coming in. And he always wants to drink that last fucking, you know, like he never wants to leave half a bottle. It's like, well, I've got half left. I might as well drink it. You know, it's not like I'll save that for tomorrow. No fucking chance. Fucking polish the fucking lot off.
That's an alcoholic habit, man.
Mm-hmm.
But he claims that he's not. He claims that he's not an alcoholic. So, hey, who am I to fucking judge?
No, he says, you know what? I don't drink every day, but I like to drink every now and again. I went 2 days, 3 days. I don't need to drink every day. I can go 3 days without a drink, but I like it. And but you know, I don't need to drink, but I enjoy it. I have fun. Luckily, you know, I know how to control myself and when to stop. Like total denial. You know. Where is Patrick?
I don't know. I sent him messages. He just hasn't answered. Maybe he's taking care of his dad again.
Fucking still sleeping it off from last night.
Oh, he's probably coming back from the fucking bottle shop, all right?
Could be. But I don't know, man. I guess, is Outbound going to join Downs or is this Hangout?
Well, I saw the message in the thing. He says he's on his way home, so, hey, let's wait and see.
Because I was like, well, man, I could go get something to eat, man, because like, I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, well, I'm going to end this Hangout pretty soon and feed the
we can
dog.
go lunch. Go see Downs Hangout.
Yeah, and give Down a chance to get some viewers, because it's not fair that I hog them all.
Very gracious of you, Sid.
Yes. So yeah, I think we'll bring it to an end. Looks like we've been going on for 2.5 hours, plenty. Half an hour too long. All right, Bulldog, are you going to head over somewhere else? I'm going to go take my dog and fix her up.
Yeah, I'll go over and see what fucking Down's doing. Has he posted the link?
Yeah,
I
he put
don't
it in the
know. I
outside.
couldn't find one, but Benny said he had one going.
He pasted it in the outside several times.
Oh, all right then. Then it's
Shit.
probably not. It's probably not online. Maybe I'll go in there just to say hi and make sure I can open up the link on the external. So yeah, see you later then, man. And Banto, what about you?
I'm gonna go eat real quick, but thanks for the show, Sid. Had a good time.
Let's do this again, okay?
You got it.
Alrighty.
The
Thanks
Fine Art
everybody.
of Drinking, starring Patrick
Yeah,
Festa.
well, we'll be back later in a few hours' time with
Okay.
another edition of
And
fun and
drink.
hilarity.
Alrighty, we'll see you. Take care.